Once upon a time, in a tiny village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, there lived a poor boy named Arman. Unlike other children in the village who run around with bright smiles and cheerful laughter, Arman's days were filled with hunger, sadness, and loneliness. He had no one to play with or no one to care for him. He slept on a mat made of dried leaves underneath a tree and went about his days picking up scraps of food from the village dumpsters. Despite the difficult life he was dealt, Arman always remained hopeful that one day his fortune would change. One afternoon, while rummaging through the dumpsters, Arman stumbled upon an old dusty book. He opened it, hoping to find some treasure map or secret recipe that could change his life. But instead, he found a cryptic message that read, "Where the sun kisses the earth at noon, dig 6 times beneath the shade of eternal rest, and you shall find what time has long concealed." Confused, yet desperate for a miracle, Arman decided to follow the message. He searched all over the village, finally settling at the oldest tree in the center of the village, which stood tall and strong since time immemorial. It was said that the tree had witnessed every joy and sorrow of the villagers for generations. At noon, when the sunlight fell directly on the tree, Arman started digging. His small hands clawed at the soil, and after what felt like hours, he felt something hard. With trembling hands, he brushed away the dirt to reveal a beautiful silver hourglass. As he held it, it began to glow with a soft blue light, and a gentle voice echoed in his ears. "I am the hourglass of time," it said. "For granting your wish, I will take an equal amount of your life. Think carefully before you make a wish." Arman, startled by the talking hourglass, hesitated for a moment. He had dreamed of having someone to talk to for so long that he wasn't sure what to say. Finally, he spoke. "I want food. I'm so hungry." The hourglass waved its magic, and poof, a plate of hot biryani appeared in front of him. Arman couldn't remember the last time he had eaten such delicious food. He ate happily, savoring each bite. But as quickly as the biryani appeared, a strange tiredness swept over him. Shaking off the feeling, Arman dismissed it as hunger and went to sleep. The next morning, he woke up feeling slightly better, but the memory of the previous night's delicious food made him hungry once again. He wished for another plate of biryani, but this time the hourglass warned, "Remember, for every wish, an equal amount of your life force is taken. Are you sure you want to proceed?" Arman thought for a moment. He realized that he didn't just want food, he wanted to live a good life. So he said, "Yes, I want to eat, but I also want to have fun." The hourglass waved its magic, and poof, a set of swings, a slide, and a seesaw appeared right there in the clearing. Arman couldn't believe his eyes. He had always dreamed of having friends to play with. And now it seemed like his wish was coming true. He played on the swings, slid down the slide, and went back and forth on the teeter-totter until the sun began to set. Again, he felt a wave of tiredness wash over him, but this time it was stronger than before. As the days passed, Arman continued to make wishes. He wanted new clothes, so the hourglass created them for him. He wished for coins, and they appeared in his hands. Every time his wish was fulfilled, he felt a part of him slipping away, becoming weaker, older. He noticed that he had traded his time for things, but he didn't understand why. That is until one day when he looked into the mirror and saw wrinkles on his face, grey hair on his head, and realized that he had become an old man despite only being 12 years old. Terrified, he ran to the hourglass and asked, "Why am I getting old? What's happening to me?" The hourglass replied calmly, "You traded your time for these things. For every wish you made, an equal amount of your life force was taken. Now you must give back what you took, or you will remain like this forever." Arman's heart sank. He had been so caught up in enjoying the things he had wished for that he hadn't noticed the cost. He rushed to the tree and started digging, hoping to find the hourglass. When he did, he held it tightly and cried, "Oh, hourglass, I made a terrible mistake. Please undo what I did. Please give me back my time." The hourglass paused for a moment as if considering his request. Then it finally spoke, "To restore your lost time, you must give back what you have taken. Take the toys back to the toy store, the clothes to the tailor, and return the coins to the king's treasury." Arman felt a sense of relief, knowing that he had a chance to get his time back. He started his journey, returning each item to its rightful place. As he did, he felt the familiar feeling of tiredness, but this time it was different. It felt like a burden being lifted off his shoulders. When he reached the tailor, he had only two wishes left. He thought about what else he had taken and realized that he had borrowed happiness, health, and youth from the future. He closed his eyes and wished for these gifts to be returned. As he made his final wish, Arman felt a surge of energy course through him. He opened his eyes and looked at his reflection in the nearby puddle. To his amazement, he saw the young, lively boy he once was. Overjoyed, he laughed out loud, feeling more alive than ever before. From that day on, Arman became a changed person. He understood the true value of time and cherished every moment. He used his time wisely, working hard, dreaming big, and staying honest. The experience with the hourglass taught him that while material things could be earned back, time could not. He shared his story with everyone, warning them about the dangers of wasting time. The villagers listened attentively, realizing the importance of the message. They, too, started valuing their time and making the most of every moment. As the years passed, Arman grew up to be a wise and respected member of the village. He lived a long and happy life, always remembering the valuable lesson he learned from the magical hourglass. And whenever he saw children playing, he couldn't help but smile, knowing that they were using their most precious resource in the best way possible. Once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived a hard-working young woman named Ella. She had big dreams, but her poverty seemed to be a heavy weight pulling her down. However, one day she stumbled upon an antique shop and inside she found a peculiar hourglass. Its soft blue light and promise of granting wishes sparked hope in her heart. After hearing Ella's story, the hourglass offered her a deal. It would grant her wishes in exchange for equal amounts of her time. Excited, Ella wished for a new job with a high salary. The hourglass waved its magic and poof, she found herself in a luxurious office with a hefty paycheck. But as the day went by, she noticed a strange sensation of weariness creeping up on her. Each task she completed seemed like a burden, and she yearned for the simple joys of her previous job. Over time, Ella continued to use the hourglass, obtaining wealth, fame, and luxury. Yet with each wish, she felt a part of her fading away. It wasn't until she looked into the mirror that she realized the gravity of her actions. Her skin had lost its glow, her eyes held a distant look, and she had aged significantly despite being in her early 20s. Startled by her reflection, Ella confronted the hourglass, demanding an explanation. The hourglass revealed the truth. For every wish granted, it had taken an equal portion of her life, and now she must give back what she had taken to regain her lost time. Overwhelmed with regret, Ella embarked on a journey to undo the damage she had caused. She donated her wealth to charity, returned her borrowed fame, and gave back the luxurious items she had wished for. With each item she returned, she felt the familiar heaviness lifting from her shoulders. Upon completing her final wish, Ella felt a surge of vitality course through her veins. Looking into the mirror, she saw the vibrant, youthful girl she once was. Relieved and grateful, she hugged the hourglass, thanking it for giving her a second chance. From that day on, Ella dedicated her life to helping others, cherishing her time, and ensuring she never forgot the valuable lessons she had learned from the magical hourglass. And whenever she saw someone caught up in the pursuit of material possessions, she couldn't help but warn them about the dangers of trading their precious time. Sometimes a small story can change an entire life. If this story inspired you, subscribe now and share your thoughts in the comments.